of the Always Believe House. Today we're going to continue your Staar review, and we're going to write linear equations. And it's going to be F-U-N, fun. So let's get started, and a magical whiteboard appears, and let's get rocking and rolling. Okay, let's go. So notice on these warm-ups, what I did is I put the teak that is on there, okay? So basically what you have to do is write slope-intercept, standard, and point slope, given 1 point in the slope and given 2 points. So they're going to give you 1 point in the slope or give you 2 points, and you've got to be able to generate 3 different types of equations. And you don't know which one they're going to ask. So we're going to try to set you up so you're just not getting one, where you're getting all of them so you can be successful. Exactly what the first one talks about. Notice on this one, they give us 2 points, and they want slope-intercept, which is y equals mx plus b. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to find the slope. So we're going to use the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is what you were studying about earlier in the week. And remember, this is point 1, and this is point 2. You get all y2, or this is x2 and y2, x1 and y1. Sorry about that. Okay, now then we're going to plug these in. So I'm going to have 6 minus 2 all over 12 minus negative 4. Now then use your calculator, plug this in. 6 minus 2, 12 minus negative 4, that's going to be 4 over 16, and that's going to be 1/4, okay? Which is going to be 0.25. Notice that this one and this one are wrong in it, okay? Now then, we have taught you to use point slope and switch it. You can also use y equal mx plus b and solve for b. We don't know what the y-intercept is, though, do we? Okay, so let's just use point slope. This is going to be x and y. I'm going to have y minus 6 equals 1 over 4 parentheses x minus 12, and I want to make this mx plus b. So I'm going to distribute the 1/4, and that's going to give me y minus 6 equals 1 over 4x minus 3, and then move that 6 over, right? And I'm going to get y equals 1 over 4x plus 3, and the 1 over 4x, they're writing as a decimal, which is going to be f. Okay? F-U-N, fun. Okay, so on this one here, we set up point slope, or this right here is point slope in it. And then we switched it to mx plus b. You also might have to switch it to standard, okay? Let's go to the next one. Okay, they're giving us 1 point and the slope, and they want standard form, which is ax plus by equals c. Okay, they give us 1 point and the slope, so we're going to use point slope. So y minus y1 equals m parentheses, Jiminy Crickets, x minus x1, this is my point, xy, this is my slope, and just plug it in. Y minus 2 equals 9 over 2 parentheses x plus 4. Remember, when you put the x and y in, the signs will flip because of the minus signs. Now I'm going to distribute the 9 over 2. So y minus 2 equals 9 over 2x. And this right here is going to be 4 times 9 divided by 2. 36 divided by 2 is 18. Okay. Next step is to move over the 2. So I'm going to get y equals 9 over 2x plus 20. Now then, I want standard form, so I'm going to get rid of my fraction. My fraction is 2, so I'm going to distribute 2. That's going to give me 2y equals, these 2's cancel, plus 40. Now then, I'm going to move over the x. Negative 9x plus 2y equals 40. And remember, the x can't be negative, so I'm going to take this and flip all the signs. So 9x minus 2y equals negative 40. That's standard, and it's going to match up to h. You could have also plugged in the x and y on these. You could have also plugged in the x and y on these and see which one works, okay? Everyone see what I did? So I'll plug negative 4 in here and 2 in here. This is going to be negative 36 minus 4, which is negative 40 in it. Could have worked it backwards, okay? Key is you got to get used to using point slope and switching that. Once you get the hang of this is a piece of cake, okay? You got to just get that fraction and distribute it. The slope's got to be distributed on the x term right here. This step right here is the hardest step. Once you get used to that, it's easy, okay? Now then, what I did on the next step is I've given you a flow chart how to do these, okay? Step by step. So we're going to look at this. Okay, this is given a point and the slope, use point slope and convert. Okay, notice this problem right here is done, and then you have a problem to try. Okay, and it's step by step. So let's go through this one. The slope's 1/4 and the point is 4, 12. So my slope's 1/4 and my point is 4, 12. And I'm going to kind of zoom in right here. Okay. Now then, we're going to plug it into point slope. So this is my x and y. So the minus 12 goes here. The 1/4 goes here. And the minus 4 goes here. Notice that I'm following along right here, doing the same steps, aren't I? The next step is to distribute the 1/4. So I'm going to distribute the 1/4. Y minus 12 equals 1 over 4x. And then negative 4 times 1 is negative 4 divided by 4 is negative 1. You've got to be able to do negative 4 times a fourth. You can punch this part right here into your calculator. Negative 4 times 1/4. Okay, let's keep working. Now then, we're going to take this 12 and move it over. So plus 12, that's going to give me 1/4 x plus 11. That is y-intercept form in it. Now then, we want standard form, don't we? Okay, so we're going to take the 1/4 x and move it over. So that's going to subtract 1/4 x from both sides. And we're going to have negative 1/4 x plus y equals 11. Now then, we have to get rid of the fraction. So negative 1/4 x plus y equals 11. You distribute the denominator. You distribute the denominator, and that gets rid of the fraction right here. So we're going to have negative x plus 4y equals 44, and then the x can't be negative, so we just switch it up. Technically, there's a 1 in front of the x. You don't push it or put it. The 4y changes, and the 44 switches. So this right here would be standard form. Basically, it's x minus 4y equal negative 44. If you put your point in there, it will work, 4, 12, okay? If you put 412 in there, you get 4 minus 48, that's negative 44. Let's go to the next one, okay? So we're going to find the slope. It gives us 2 points. So on this one, it gives us 2 points, and we're going to use point slope. So we're going to find the slope, then we're going to plug it into point slope. So notice I'm given my 2 points. I find my slope with the formula, then I plug it into point slope, okay? And then on this one, I switched it to mx plus b, didn't I? Okay, so let's go over to here. So my points are 4 and 8. This is x1, y1, and this is x2, y2. So I'm going to do 2 minus 8 over negative 8 minus 4. 2 minus 8 over negative 8 minus 4, that's going to be negative 6 over negative 12. 2 negatives makes a positive, so 1/2 or 0.5, right? Now then, I know my points right here. That's my x and y. This is my slope. Now then, I'm going to plug it into point slope. So my y is minus 8. My slope's 1/2. My x minus 4. Remember, the 4 and the 8 are going to flip when you plug them in. The signs flip, and they also flip around because the y is first and the x is second in the formula. Now I'm going to distribute the 1/2. I'm sorry, this should be right here. I'm leaving those blank. Now distribute the 1/2. So y minus 8 equals 1/2 x. And then negative 4 times a half is negative 2. And now then I'm going to move the 8 over. I'm going to plus 8 plus 8. I'm going to get 1/2 x plus 6. Ho, 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 ho. F-U-N, fun, fun, fun. Remember on these problems, not only are you getting point slope, you're also getting mx plus b, your standard, okay? They can ask for any 3 of these, not just for mx plus b. So you got to know how to generate all 3 equations. Turn the page! Notice on these problems right here, I kind of give you This right here is really helpful. This is how you get the intercepts with standard, okay? That's kind of helpful. And then the point slope and everything's in there too, right? So this is some good information on the linear equations you're going to use. Now then, these are kind of tricky because you can have a parallel to an equation and then get the slope, okay? So line P is parallel to this and goes through this. Write the equation in standard form. So the first thing we need to do is get the slope of this, and then it's parallel so the slope won't change, will it? Okay? Since this line's parallel, it won't change. We plug it in and work through there, right? Okay? You can kind of see step by step how we're doing this. So let's go to this problem. Line P is parallel to 2x plus 7. So I know my slope's going to be 2. The slope won't change if it's parallel, will it? If it's perpendicular, we got to get the opposite reciprocal. Since I have the parallel slope, it won't change. And this is my x and y. I'm going to plug this into point slope. So y, the opposite of a minus 5 is a plus 5. My slope is 2. And then this right here is going to be x plus 2. So the negative 2 and the negative 5, those signs flip when you plug them in. Now then distribute the 2. Y plus 5 equals 2x plus 4. We want standard, don't we? So I'm going to move the 5 over and then move this 2x over. Okay? So I'm going to get negative 2x plus y equals negative 1. So on this one here, I moved the 4 over to here. I'm sorry, I moved the 5, didn't I? I moved the 5 here, and I just moved that 2x to the left. So the 2x is going to switch to a negative. The y stays in the middle, and then 4 minus 5 is a negative 1. The x is negative, so I need to switch the signs. 2x minus y equals 1. And if I were to put negative 2, negative 5 in there, I would get a positive 1, okay? Be negative 4 plus 5. So that works out. Oh, this is probably the hardest thing you did in the fall because it was real steppy. And it's real easy to make an integer error in this, okay? This is real lengthy. If you're struggling with your integers, this isn't easy, okay? So just hang in there and get the process down. Remember, you can also guess and check. You can plug in the x, y into the answer choices and do it that way, okay? This isn't easy, though, because all of the steps. Let's go to the next one. This is a little bit harder because it's perpendicular in it. So this problem right here, to get the slope, you got to solve it for y, and it ends up being negative 3 over 2 in it. And since it's negative 3 over 2, you're going to flip and change the sign. That's going to be the new slope. This is my point, and then we plug it into point slope and switch it. On this one, we just want point slope, okay? Easy when they just want point slope because you just stop. Okay, now then let's go to the problem we have. So the line is perpendicular to this and goes to this point. So the first thing we want to do is get the slope of this. So I'm going to move over the 2x. That's going to give me 3y equals negative 2x plus 6. And then you divide by 3, don't you? So I'm going to get y equals negative 2 over 3x plus 2. Okay, so my slope is negative 2 over 3. My new slope, I'm going to flip it and change the sign, will be 3 over 2 on it. You flip it, change the sign, that's the perpendicular slope. Now then, this is my slope, and this is my point, and I'm just going to plug it into point slope. So the opposite of y is minus 4. My slope's 3 over 2. The opposite of negative 6 is plus 6. Ding, 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 ding. I got my point slope. Okay, piece of cake. It's real steppy, though. You just got to get used to it, okay? You'll get the hang of this. Turn the page. Okay, what you have to do now, okay, there's 8 blanks, right? And then if you turn the page again, there's 12 problems. There's 12 problems. You need to get at least 50 points. I'm going to do these problems for you, okay? So on this one right here, my slope's negative 2/3 and my point 0.04. So go to here. The slope is negative 2/3. And my point is 0.4. Now then, this is the y-intercept in it. So my y-intercept is 4. I know my slope and my y-intercept. So all I have to do is write down the equation. And ding, 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 ding. I got it, okay? Now then, what you want to do on this right here, this is card A, so put an A right here. Card A, and it was worth 5 points, right? You want to get at least 50 points, okay? Piece of cake. Let's go to the next one, card B. Write the equation in slope-intercept form. The slope is here, and the y-intercept's here. Piece of cake again. So 4/5 and 0, -5. So my m equals 4 over 5, and my point is 0, -5. This right here is the y-intercept, isn't it? So b is equal to -5. Is that right, 4/5? 4/5, yeah, this is it. Okay, so my formula is going to be y equals 4 over 5x minus 5. I just wrote the equation in y-intercept form, right? If I'm given the slope of the y-intercept, I just put it in mx plus b, and boom, I got it, don't I? This was problem B, and it was worth 5 points. Continuing on. Isn't this fun? Okay, so our slope's 2/5, and it goes through -3/4, and we want the line in point slope form. So this is easy. All we do is get point slope. We just plug it in. So 2 over 5 and -3 over 4. 2 over 5 is my slope, and -3, 4 is my point. I think that's right. That's right. So this is my x and my y, and my point slope, I'm going to write it down, is y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. The more you're doing this, you'll get easy. Remember, we're going to replace this, this, and this. Okay, so let's go in here. My y is 4, so minus 4 equals 2 over 5 parentheses x plus 3. Ding, 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 ding. I got my point slope, don't I? Piece of cake, right? That was problem C, and that was worth 5 points. F-U-N, fun, fun, fun. Okay, let's go down. Okay, write the equation in slope-intercept form, which is y equal mx plus b. The slope's -3, and it goes through 2, -5. So -3 and 2, -5. So m equals -3, and the point is 2, -5. Okay, so I want mx plus b, but I need to plug it into point slope. So let's do y plus 5 equals -3 parentheses x minus 2. It's always better to do this way because you're doing it the same way every time. If I wanted standard, I can switch it to standard. If I want mx plus b, I can switch it there. We're doing it the same way every time. So we're going to distribute the -3. So y plus 5 equals -3x plus 6. And then I want mx plus b. I'm going to move the 5 over. So y equals -3x plus 1. Ding, 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 ding. That was problem D, and that was worth 5 points. Piece of cake, okay? F-U-N, fun, fun, fun. Let's keep the fun rolling on. Card E. Write the equation in standard form of these 2 points. So 2.5, -7. And 3, -8. This is going to be kind of hard because there's a decimal in here, right? So we need to get the slope. So I'm going to put a fraction bar, minus, minus, and I'm going to put my 2 y's on top. -8, -7, and then 3 and 2.5. Okay? So this is going to work out to -8. Is that right? 3, -8? Make sure that's right, yeah. So -8 plus 7 is a -1 over 3 minus 2.5 is 0.5. If I were to punch out in the calculator, I would get -2. -1 divided by 1/2 is -2. Punch it in the calculator and you'll get that answer. Now then, I need to get what form? Write the equation in standard form. So I'm going to use this point, because it doesn't have a decimal, and use point slope and switch it. So y plus 8 equals -2 parentheses x minus 3. Distribute the -2. Y plus 8 equals -2x plus 6. Zoom in some more. Now then, I need to move the x to the left and the number to the right. So I'm going to take the 8 and move it over. And I'm going to use some of the next step up. Y equals -2x minus 2. And then add the 2x across. So my answer is going to be 2x plus y equals -2. And if I put the 3, -8 in there, it works out, okay? So this is my equation. This is problem E. And it's also, now this is a 10-pointer. It's a little bit harder in it. That slope was kind of hard to get with a decimal, wasn't it? Okay, use the calculator, okay? You can also type this as is into the calculator, and it's going to give you the -2. Okay? Continuing on, FUN, 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 fun. Okay, write the equation in point slope form, which is going to be a piece of cake that passes through this line and is parallel to this. So let's stay right here and let's get this. We need to solve it for y, don't we? So I'm going to move the x and the 7 over. So -x plus 7 plus 7. So I'm going to get 4y equals -x plus 7. So I move the x and the 7 to the right and the sign's flipped. Now then I'm going to divide by 4. And I'm going to get y equals -1 over 4x plus 7 over 4. All I want is the slope, okay? Because it's parallel. So this right here is going to be my slope. We don't get the opposite reciprocal because it's parallel, right? And it goes to this point. So, and we want to write it in point slope form. So 1, 2 and -1/4. So 1, 2 is my point. And m equals 1 over 4, right? Or is it -1 over 4? -1 over 4. Now then, all I got to do is plug this into point slope. I'm going to write it out because I got room. So I'm going to plug the y here, the m here, and the x here. The x and the y will flip signs, won't they? So y, the opposite of 2 is -2, equals, my slope's -1 over 4, parentheses x. The opposite of a positive 1 is -1. Ding, 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 ding. That's all I got to write down. So F and 10. Remember, it's important to always use point slope because a problem may want point slope, and you just stop. If you're always getting mx plus b, you can't get standard or point slope. So try to set up point slope and switch it, okay? Let's go to problem G. Okay, the equation of the line in point slope form. Score! Point slope form works because all you got to do is plug it in, right? It goes through this point, and it's perpendicular to this line. So we need to solve this for y, don't we? So I'm going to flip the whole equation around. So 4y plus 3 equals 2x. I'm getting my y on the left, right? I can just flip it around, nothing changes. Now then I'm going to move the 3 over. So 4y equals 2x minus 3. And then divide by 4. I could care less about the y-intercept. So y equals 2 divided by 4 is a half, minus 3/4. This right here is my slope. Now then, I need the perpendicular slope. So it's going to be -2 over 1 or -2, right? So my slope's -2, and this is my point. So -3, comma -2, and -2. So my slope is -2, and my point is -3, comma -2. I think that was it. Slope is -2, and the point's -3, -2. That's it. Okay, and all I want is point slope. So I'm going to write out point slope again. And I'm going to plug in the y, the m, and the x. This is not hard. So y, the opposite of -2 is +2, equals, the slope's -2, x plus 3. Ho, 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 ho. Ding, 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 ding. That was problem G. And it was also worth 10 points, okay? Piece of cake. Let's go to problem H. Okay? Write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form that is perpendicular to this line, and the x-intercept's at -3. So we need to know some stuff about this. So let's write this down and get the slope. So this is in standard form, isn't it? I'm going to move the 3x over. So -5y equals -3x plus 9. Then divide by -5. This right here is my slope, which will be 3 over 5. And I want it perpendicular. So I'm going to flip and change the sign. So this is my m. The x-intercept's -3. That means a point's -3, comma 0. If you input -3, you output a 0. So this is my point, and this is my slope, and I want it in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to put this in point slope and switch it, okay? So I'm going to go, my point is negative 3 comma 0, and my slope is negative 5 over 3. Okay, I'm going to put this in a point slope, and I'm going to switch it to slope-intercept. So y minus 0 equals negative 5 over 3 parentheses x plus 3. This is going to be a piece of cake because y minus 0 is wide. Okay, so I'm going to get y equals, and then I'm going to distribute the negative 5 over 3. Okay, so negative 5 over 3x. Now then, if you have a calculator, you can do 3 times negative 5 divided by 3. 3 times negative 5 divided by 3 is going to be minus 5. This right here is my point. Or that's my formula, okay? Ho, 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 ho. So that was problem H, and that was worth 10 points. Notice we got 50 points up here at least. Now then, let's go to the page, and these last here are really hard because they put letters in them, okay? These are really, really tricky. This is like GT level, okay? So don't worry about doing these, okay? If you look at the key that's posted, you can see how to do these, but don't worry about doing these. This won't be on your STAR test, okay? These are pretty tough problems. Hope you have enjoyed today's lesson. You're going to do wonderful on the STAR test. Remember to believe you can succeed. Keep on believing in yourself. Don't ever give up. Just keep going through this. The end of this, you're going to have a packet you can go through on the day before STAR, and you will pass this test. Remember, you are amazing. You were created to do wonderful things, and you are awesome.